Good afternoon and welcome into Next Weather. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. We thank you for joining us. We are live on Facebook right now. We're doing a little review of Francine with some of the photos that you sent us through the Fox 10 weather app. And we're taking a look at this evening's Friday night football forecast. So a couple things that we're looking at here. Let's start with the review of Francine. What happened and what impacts we saw. I want to show this through your photos that you submitted on the Fox 10 weather app, and we thank you for doing so. Andy sent this in early on. This was some of the surf at Fort Morgan before the storm, and I'll take these full so you can see them and take a look at how this looked. Some very rough surf out there. You can see that tent, of course, the canopy of the tent taken down there. That was a smart decision because it was going to get worse, and it definitely did get worse as we went through here with Francine. Take a look at this, Dauphin Island, some of the huge waves sent in from Jamie, and look at how much it's coming up as well. That's an impressive thing, especially on Dauphin Island. You always see this kind of flooding, even with a tropical storm. In fact, I have another video here in a second of more flooding there. But as we pan around on this video, look at that. The waves going under the houses. It typically happens, though. That's how it normally works. But that was some of the video that we saw from Francine there. Especially when the thing was coming onshore. You had strong onshore winds blowing those waves up. This is what happened on Dauphin Island after we had a little bit of that onshore flow. You can see they're driving the ATV through the water. And I mean, that's always happens, especially as you get towards the west end on Dauphin Island there. Typically stuff that we see. By the way, once again, we're streaming live on Facebook right now for our Next Weather live stream. So please, if you have any weather questions for this evening, do ask away. Let's go to overnight now, talking about Francine. Amy sent this in. Look at the overnight surf, and you notice it looks a little bit more erratic now, especially as the wind was getting stronger, pushing under the houses even more, rain falling as well. Kind of a dramatic video there of the waves pushing in. This is what we typically see with these kinds of systems. And then we got to after the storm. This is the flooding that happened into the morning hours on Thursday. Look at Weeks Bay. Joe sent this, and this is kind of near the end of County Road 1. It seems like it's near the end of County Road 1. Just using my memory, I didn't get the exact location of this photo. But you can kind of tell these are places that typically flood. We know that. This is the places that are typically going to flood during a tropical system, and we saw exactly that with our around 2 to 3 feet of coastal flooding. Dauphin Island Parkway. Miguel sent this in from Mobile County, Dauphin Island Parkway, of course. And you see, just as you get off the bridge there, a little bit of water going over. And we recommend do not drive through the water, especially that smaller car there. You could not go through that because that was flowing water. One of the biggest things that we look at there causes a lot of issues. Thankfully, we didn't have very many issues, but if that water would have been strong enough, it could have pushed that car, even that truck, the larger vehicle, off of the wheels. It does not take much there. Now, this is the incredible thing. After a tropical system, almost always, we get some amazing sunsets. And that is exactly what happened. This was beautiful. What happened after the storm? We had a whole bunch of dry air that swept in. If you remember very quickly, the day after, on Thursday, the dry air swept in and skies went sunny at some points, partly sunny at some points. It was a big, big change. It was because there was a whole bunch of dry air. We talked about it the entire time. A whole bunch of dry air swept in behind the system, pushed in, and killed all the clouds, killed all the rain. The clouds that did develop out there, they were small. They were altocumulus clouds, and they're gorgeous, especially during sunset. So taking a look here at the pictures from Thursday evening sunset, they were amazing. Gail sent this in from Daphne. Here's a look now. This one I was able to, or we captured from Irvington. James sent this one in, and you can even see some rays of sun in this one. So gorgeous photos sent in all through the Fox 10 weather app, and we thank you so much for sending these in. Billy sent this in. And conditions seriously improved. I mean, these are some of the clouds, as mentioned, altocumulus clouds. Seriously, conditions improved. In fact, the flooding overall stopped around midday and went down after that, and the water is completely receded now at this point, of course, here on Friday. But it's just gorgeous scenes after a storm, and that's what we typically see. It was a little muggy, and that's the usual thing, but I mean, great scenes. This is at the South game. Chandra sent this in from Hancock Whitney Stadium, and you can see even those puffy clouds there. I was able to capture this one. For those of you that don't know, I also help teach marching band stuff, do a little visual stuff and some music stuff at Fairhope Band, and I go to the rehearsals to, of course, help teach and got to take some pictures of the sky while I was there because it was absolutely gorgeous. All right, now let's focus on what's happening now. So we just went through all of that. Francine is gone. Francine passed. Dry air moving in now. However, around the bands of Francine and the leftovers of it, the mid-level circulation that's left over, we do still have some things that are going on, some light showers that are happening. As we go through this evening and as you're preparing for football, as you're heading out the door, if you have any other evening plans as well, we have Art Walk going on in downtown Mobile. I don't think we're going to have a ton of issues, but you see there's a couple specks there on the Futurecast. We could have a couple showers around. Highly recommend that you check the Fox 10 weather app, see what's going on this evening. So here's 7 o'clock. Kickoff time. There's a couple showers, a couple thunderstorms out there. You're going to have to pay close attention to that. Make sure you have that Fox 10 weather app with the radar so you can see what's going on. Which games have the rain and which games are dry. Most games will be dry. Let me say that over and over again, but some will have rain. You're going to have to keep an eye on things, of course. You can see towards the evening those things start to move out of our area. So here's some of our football forecasts across the area. Rain in some of them, clear skies in others. Fruitdale JF Fields in Beatrice, 77 degrees with rain falling. That is a decent forecast. I think that is a very big possibility. If you're in Monroe County, if you're in Connecticut County, and you're going to be going to a football game this evening, you need to be prepared for the possibility of some rain. If you're down by I-10, I think your rain chances are lower. Look at Davis and Fairhope, partly cloudy, 79 degrees, 81 at Satsuma, 82 Viger under partly cloudy skies. Pritchard, this is LaFleur, taking on Faith Academy. Partly cloudy, low rain chances. Temperatures dropping into the 70s by the end of this one, so that's good. Foley taking on Daphne. Temperatures in the 70s on the eastern shore for this one over in Foley. Clear skies to mostly clear skies. Looks like a nice night for football. Our Fox 10 first and 10 game of the week. 80 degrees starting this one off. 78 degrees at Spanish Fort. Taking on Saraland, this one in Spanish Fort. And then our big Friday kickoff. We're about to be live. I'm about to head out to the Lip for McGill-Tulane takes on Gulf Shores. 82 degrees, dropping to 79 by the end of the game here. Here's some of the other football forecasts. Again, pay attention as you head out the door this evening. Make sure that if you're going to be inland and you're going to be going to a football game, I'd check the forecast, I'd check the radar just to be sure. We'll be keeping you updated, of course, and we'll send out notifications if we see any big storms around that might cause some issues. A couple other forecasts for you here. This is, that's the wrong one. We're not looking at that one. But there you go. The last couple there. That's Citronelle and Mobile Christian. Forecast is looking good overall. All right, to wrap this thing up, I do want to take a look at our 7-day forecast so we can see what's coming at us in the coming days. And thankfully, not a lot. It's actually a pretty nice forecast here. So as it loads up, we do have a higher rain chance that comes in Monday and Tuesday here. So there it is. You see it. Monday, Tuesday, 60% chance of rain. Front comes in here, gives us a chance. Temperatures will be held down because of that, but overall not a completely disruptive forecast, and I don't think it's a completely disruptive rain as well. I don't have any issues with severe weather or flooding there. So that's a good forecast right now. We got to get going here because we have 3 p.m. that is coming up very soon. So I'm going to leave you with a 7-day forecast on this quick edition of Next Weather Live. Happy to do it live, and thank you so much for tuning in once again. Be sure to tune in. Big Friday kickoff, 4 and 5 p.m. Then we'll have live streaming news tonight, and then first and 10 coming up tonight after football on Fox 10.